In human cognitive science, the concept of aphantasia, or its opposite, hyperphantasia, is being studied very actively in recent years. And I think one of the reasons why is people are interested in mental imagery in its diversity and individual differences. And, you know, it's a quite an interesting concept. If the questionnaires examining the visual imagery scale can be ambiguous. After all, you're dealing with qualia, visual qualia. So if you are asked about visual qualia, people can have different interpretations, and the answers can vary. However, the visual imagery scale for the Gaussian distribution, and you have hyperphantasia and aphantasia on both ends. So we are measuring something. But there would be many different interpretations of the visual imagery scale. And this is quite interesting in view of what large language models are capable of. Because, it's an open question whether uh, artificial intelligence systems are able to think visually. Albert Einstein famously was very capable of visual thinking. He didn't speak, according to his biography, until the age of 5. So he was not a linguistic person. As an adult, Einstein continued to think visually, and that, in part, I think, explains his excellence in developing the theory of relativity. And so it's quite an interesting possibility that we might actually build artificial intelligence system based on visual thinking. And in order to do that, we need to characterize what visual imagery is. And research on aphantasia and hyperphantasia would help that. Having said that, it is quite difficult to pinpoint what exactly is happening when people respond um, with certain verbal answers to the questions regarding visual imagery. Humans can act as stochastic parrots as well. Not only large language models, they are stochastic parrots for sure. But humans, we might be actually stochastic parrots as well. So when we are asked questions about visual imagery, uh, if we are not necessarily sure what we are answering, we're just, you know, giving outputs, linguistic outputs based on our, incomplete understanding of what visual imagery constitutes. And so, it's quite an interesting question. And, this cross section between human uh, cognitive science and large language models in terms of visual imagery, I think it's going to be very interesting and active field to be studied from here.